The program you are about to hear is intended for an adult audience. It may contain language or opinions that could be offensive to some listeners.
Hey, so now I get to talk. Woohoo! Cody is going off to get some tea, and I'm apparently going to pull my headset off of my head. I'm going to adjust my window so I can actually see outside. We are getting snow! We're doing pretty good. We had a lot of snow last week, and then about Thursday and Friday it started melting. Well, then Saturday night it started up again, and didn't really do much. Now after work it is snowing again, so we have a fine dusting of snow. That's good. You don't really want too much snow, but just enough to cover the ground. That's all I want. I want a white Christmas. I don't care about before or after that. And as long as this stays for another week or so, we'll have a white Christmas. And it's not, I don't even think we have an inch of snow. So it's just the right amount. It's enough that it looks good, but it's not aggravating. And most of it's dry snow, so you don't need to go out and scrape off your windshield. You just turn on your windshield wipers.
Yeah. All this fun snow across the nation.
Hey, you guys are getting your ass pounded. What? Why do you keep all the snow?
No. Right now, it's kind of melting. But we got more coming in.
Yeah, but you guys have to have like 3 or 4 inches by now.
We actually have over a foot. But it's melting.
We haven't even had 2 inches on the ground at once. This is Minnesota. There's something wrong here.
Yes, there is. Yes, indeedy.
Well, I talked about that. Let's plug this while we're talking about it. We're going to be on Pride 48.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure if it's the 23rd or the 24th. It's the 23rd to the 25th, one of those days, and they're going to have a 24-hour holiday-a-thon. Kind of. It's just podcasts and little things talking about the holidays. And I did one, and then Finite Exposure did one, which I seriously recommend. It is hilarious.
Oh, I just gave up at the end.
I actually felt wiped out today. I was a zombie today. I was so out of energy. And I know it was that show. That show just kicked my ass.
He got me to quit. That is the nicest way to put it. I quit. I was done. I was like, I'm done. I quit. Screw you. Game over. Game over.
We had a lot of fun, though.
It was a lot of laughs.
We were laughing at each other for... It was like, what, an hour and 20 minutes? And I'd say a good half that, if not more, it was spent just laughing at each other.
Yeah, yeah. All I can really say, yeah.
Yep. Well, and that will be on over there. I did post a link on Tumblr, and we'll probably post it up on Facebook towards, probably, I'd say we should do it on the 23rd.
Yeah, probably something.
Post that, everybody can have it, or even post it on Friday and have people have it over the weekend. So, yeah. I mean, I think I have like 3 people who follow me on Tumblr. I just wanted to do that so I'd have the links for later.
Let me tell you, that is another one of those episodes where listener discretion is advised.
Well, and honestly, I love how Jackalope promoted us today.
That was me.
No, Jackalope honestly posted a thing for us.
Yeah, that was me. I have access to the Jackalope page. Hi, I'm one of the admins.
Well, no wonder you were so kind to the show. I'm like, damn, that's the best explanation I've heard of us since it started.
That's the promos I've been running, man, for like weeks now.
Well, yeah, but I usually don't read
the damn thing I post. No,
it's like it's on your page. Who's going to see it? Yeah. Now it's on the Jackalope page. Maybe somebody will see it.
Yeah. Do you feel the love here? I'm not feeling the love. He doesn't pay attention to a damn thing I post. Good Lord, love a duck.
I don't. The only posts I don't pay attention to are the ones that I know are advertisements.
Oh.
I get an ad, if I get an email saying I've been tagged like an hour or so, or even, before the show on Monday, I don't bother because I know what it is. Because it's coming to Finite Exposure, and that's the only thing it could possibly be. So it's like, okay, yeah, I know what that is. So, yeah, it's nothing to do with not listening to you. It just has everything to do with, okay, I've read that before. I know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, really, the sunlight crap is killing me. It really is. It's just killing me something fierce. You're like, the
What's
sunlight?
It's dark out here.
Well, yeah, you're also, 2 hours ahead? You're on jackalope time?
Yeah, it's 5:06. It's honestly been dark for about the past 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, the sun goes down around here about 4, so, yeah.
Yeah. So it may have been dark for an hour, I don't know. I've just been so wasted today, I don't even notice.
Insert drunk joke here.
Yeah, that's the only way me and a drunk joke would ever work, because I can't drink, dang it.
I know, that's...
God, that sucks on days like today.
Yeah, it really sucks. Oh.
Yeah, it does, honestly. I can't drink, I can't smoke, I can't do drugs. What the hell can I do? Not much fun, I'll tell you that
Twiddle
much.
your thumbs and toes? I don't know. Die with your ding-a-ling in your hand? I don't know.
I never did figure out what the hell a ding-a-ling was.
Oh, it's not what you think it is.
No, I know it isn't what I think it is.
I want to say it's like some sort of...
It even gives kind of a description of it, but even my mind's like, I can't...
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on, you twit, you know what this is. But it's like, yeah, but I don't have a picture. I cannot picture this thing.
I need like an Etch-a-Sketch
it just
drawing,
hurts
yeah.
me.
Yeah, need an Etch-a-Sketch drawing, something, just to go, oh, that's what it is. But no, don't have that.
And we've started already. God, it isn't even 7 minutes in, and we're already starting.
Oh no, I'm just thinking of an Etch-a-Sketch drawing of a ding-a-ling and someone dying. Oh, there's a special hell for me.
Yeah. And every time you open your mouth, I'm more sure of it.
That's amore. Anyways.
You are... You want my get out of hell free card? I got one this weekend.
No, I'm good. I rather earn my own way out of hell.
No, I went to a solstice party for the Skeptics group, and they had a White Elephant exchange. And I ended up getting, after that, I ended up getting a book, and it had a get out of hell free card.
You actually got a get out of hell card. That's...
And an adorable teeny sticker. It couldn't have been like a half an inch by an inch, but it was get out of hell free sticker.
You know what really sucks is the music setup I was gonna have for this week, because this is supposed to be our Apocalypse Week episode. I've had to scrap most of that music because it's inappropriate given what happened Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here. I'm trying to find music for the break, and it's like, crap. What do I do? That doesn't,
I should have sent you Crucified Division, but that probably wouldn't work.
No, that I don't think that'd fly too well.
Oh, it's not. No, it's about a army group or an army thing. It's not about.
Yeah.
And it's actually a very pretty song.
Well, yeah. No, we've done that. We've done that.
Who cares if we've done it? Do it again. It's a special theme thing. If it works for the theme, do it.
It's hard to find music for the end of the world. Honestly, when you think about it...
There's a song called It's the End of the World, and I feel fine. How hard can it be?
I have that one queued. That's about the only one I have
good.
queued. Actually, no, I have 2 others queued already, but yeah. Actually, do I even have that song in my...
If you don't, I do.
Alright, well, let me do a search real quick. But anyways, yeah, we completely just broke down horribly doing that special Christmas episode for
that was probably the most fun I've had in a very long time.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that we'll do anything to be, because we're whores, or at least I'm a whore. He's the spider.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I don't know.
There we go. Okay, I was trying to figure out where...
decide if a drider could be a whore or not. I assume they probably could.
Ah, there it is. I
got dust.
Hey. Where the hell did it... Oh, I know where I got that one. That one's... that end of the century. There we go. There's some music I can piss off with.
1999 by Prince would be a good one.
Yeah, seriously, it really sucks. There's a lot of music I wanted to play. I can't play because
in the year 2525. Great apocalyptic song.
I don't have that one.
Oh, well, that will be solved very shortly.
I don't have that one. Thank you, good sir.
That's one of the first. That's one of the first songs I downloaded.
Nice.
Actually, I think I got that on Amazon too, didn't I? I may have that on Amazon.
I don't know what music you have on.
In fact, I'm pretty certain I finally ended up buying. I bought when I found out Amazon had such cheap MP3s. I started buying some. And I think that might be one I did.
But yeah.
No, not yet. Okay, now I gotta find it. Dang it.
But yeah.
Way down to the Z's. There it is.
Yes, we will unfortunately be getting to the events of Friday. Here later on in the show.
Well, there have been 3 events.
Yes, yeah.
Because I read about one in the paper today, and I can't remember much of the detail, but I did read about it in the paper.
Was that the China one?
You read about one.
Yeah, I heard about. I read about the China one first, and then we all know about the South Sandy.
You know what? Since we're going to have a few minutes, I'm going to check out the Free Press, because that's where I read it.
Okay. And,
see if they have the thing online. One. Maybe I can find that article again.
And then in all good fashion, we are both going to take our double-barreled shotgun, our proverbial double-barreled shotguns, and take a couple of blasts at the WBC. Because wow, those scumbag sons of
Oh, I was like, WBC, who's that?
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm sorry. I've already said I'm not very much with it today.
Hey,
more local news and stories.
The only reason why I'm with it is because I'm sucking down tea and I'm out of cigarettes. And let me tell you, that's not a good day for me.
No, I can pretty much guess how that day has been.
Yeah, you can tell. As I already warned the people, you know what? I'm gonna explode today. I am just going to blow up. And it's gonna be one of those fun times. Like, good lord, he's insane. Yes, I am.
E-edition. Can I see the E-edition, please?
The E-edition? Oh.
They have a PDF.
Sorry, my mind went somewhere completely else with that. The E-edition? They make those? No.
I don't. Well, I'll just have to give the basics that I remember because I can't get into the online edition, and they do not have that in here. So I'll keep trying to look for it, but
damn it, that's an inappropriate.
I do not remember enough of it to do a search on it.
Let's see here.
So I'm gonna have to get lucky and find it somehow.
Not often do you say that phrase.
What?
I need to get lucky.
Oh, I gave up getting lucky 20 years ago.
You're happy to get unlucky nowadays.
I'm happy to even get a glancing look.
My, what is that? Ooh, roll 'em up, ladies. Yeah.
That's about it, sadly.
Put it away. Too much. Yeah. Well,
I could say something, but I'd probably get canned for it, so I'll be nice and be quiet.
We both would be canned, yes. And
no, you'd be kept on, I'd be kicked off, and I'm sure they're waiting for an excuse for that.
Nah, they seem to like us. They just may prefer to move us to a Saturday night block one of these days.
Can only hope.
God, please. Anyone at Jackalope listening in, please, can we move to Saturdays? I want to be able to be offensive, please. I'm tired of running to the end of my. I'm tired of running to the end of my leash and barking.
Well, that's an interesting mental image.
Well, that's one of the best ways to put it. Run to the end of my leash and woof. Yeah.
I thought I was disturbed.
Okay. We both know I'm, a couple kegs short of a party.
There you go. Should have it.
I am. I'm completely. I am just a couple kegs short of a good fun party. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna slap that dog like a redhead stepchild. Just wham, 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 wham. I don't know how the hell. They keep jumping my barriers here, man. It's like, ooh, I swear to God, boy, I'm gonna come down on you like a wrath of hellfire and fury. Get over here. God damn it. Hi. Hey.
Well, I'll say this, episodes are never dull.
Nope. Oh, good lord. That is a lot of snow up in Waterville. That is a lot of
Well,
snow.
Waterville is very hot. That's why.
Oh, that suddenly reminds me. I guess there's a new spider that's being discovered in in Florida.
Really?
Yes. It's not actually native, but it's been kind of popping up. It seems they are coming over here from Indonesia. Happens to be the two-striped Telemonia dementia. Dimidiata? Anyways, named because of its reddened flesh color. You wanna know how toxic this damn spider's venom is? It will take several days to kill you. That may not seem that toxic. However, it takes several days to kill you, and you will not notice you're dying.
Ooh, that's a nasty one.
Yeah. There's been, let's see here, the toxicity level of one woman that, let's see here, 3 women in North Florida, all turned up at hospitals over a 5-day period, all with the same symptoms of fever, chills, vomiting, followed by muscular collapse, paralysis, and finally death, with no outward signs of trauma. The autopsies showed extreme levels of toxicity in the blood. And when they say extreme levels of toxicity, they're talking the same level you would get from being ravaged by a nest of black widows, or from 3 hobo spiders. Yeah, that is the level of toxicity in their blood. They had nothing in common whatsoever, none. The only thing they had in common was they had visited the same restaurant in Olive Garden within days of their death. There was nothing, there was no signs of anything in the food, nothing in the water or an air conditioner. But the break for the investigation came when a waitress at the restaurant was rushed to the hospital with similar symptoms, and she told doctors that she'd been on vacation and had only went to the restaurant to pick up her check. She did not eat or drink while she was there, but had used the restroom.
I was just going to say, this is a restroom story, isn't it?
This is a restroom story, yes.
We had something like this about 3 months ago.
It's happened once again.
Is it the same spider? Or is it
beautiful. Okay, you know what? I give these guys credit. They actually got me. They got me with this one. I hate when people do that to me. It's a fake story. Screw you. Moving on.
I thought so, because we've talked about that before.
Yeah, and that's what I get for not comparing my notes with my old notes and my new notes and all the other freaking notes I have. Now I feel dumb. Laugh all you want. I feel stupid.
No, actually I don't, because I remember that scared the piss out of us the other time we heard about it too.
Like, yeah. That's it.
Like,
nothing.
No, don't do that.
Don't do this to us, man. We like going to the bathroom. It's one of the few joys in our lives.
For me, it's the only joy. What are you talking about?
Yeah. God, I hate when that is like one of the few news articles I got over the last week that wasn't, everyone was on board for. So like, well, crap. Woman gains full mind control of robotic arm, can manipulate almost as precise as a real arm. There we go.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's see here. To achieve this, let's see here. The woman is 52-year-old quadriplegic Jan Schauerman, who demonstrates that she can control the robotic arm with her brain entirely. To achieve this, Schwartz's team implanted a 96-channel cortical microelectrodes in Jan's motor cortex, the part of the brain responsible for controlling movement of our limbs. And the results, according to the scientists, were uncanny. They were surprised at how fast Jan took control of the robotic arm. I'm really not that surprised. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that, she can fully use the whole thing, as well as almost anyone. But I'm not that surprised that she could, overrun it so well. The participant was able to move the prosthetic limb freely in a three-dimensional workspace on the second day of training. Wow. 2 days of training? Holy crap.
That's very good for something like that.
Hang on. After 13 weeks, robust 7-dimensional movements were performed routinely. The mean success rate, the average success rate, on target-based reaching achievements was 91.6% versus the medium chance level of 6.2%. Holy crap.
That's a very big improvement.
That's the second number is the average, was the projected an average rate with other test subjects. She blew that mark away by 80, what is that, 85%? Yeah, by 80, she scored insane. That is insane.
Yeah, that is.
Let's hear. The participant was also able to use the prosthetic limb to do skillful and coordinated reach and grasp movements that resulted in clinically significant gains in chest and upper limb function, with no adverse effects reported. I love how someone was like, okay, here's the basic translation for you idiots. Jan now has a robotic arm that she can control just like you can control your own arm. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heads and tails above. And someone had to throw a commented post of Dr. Octopus up. But hey, the theory is down.
Yeah.
So, I always like seeing kind of things like this, there are some times when science is doing good. Science was doing good here. And I like that. Because, helping, quadriplegic and paraplegic and all those fun folks, get motion and, not to be, quote-unquote, crippled, anymore, does a lot of good. Because, you have to think about the fact that, okay, she can now control that arm. If they can rig up a second arm, and maybe basically just give her a walking robotic platform, because that's the only way it's really going to function. Is stick her on a robotic walking platform with arms. Hey, you know what? She'll be like the first cyber woman kind of thing. And
if she has this much luck with other implants, she's going to have one heck of a ability to move around and interact. That's going to be nice.
Yeah. Well, you really have to think about it, because that is a real fear. If she even has as close to half of the same success rate with other artificial limbs, then she has gone from being, gone from being entirely independent on someone else helping her, or just about, to now being mostly independent again.
Yeah.
And that's a real furious. I mean, just furious, real serious leap in just biotechnology.
Yeah, it is. That's actually something that is good news.
Yeah,
all the bad news we've had for the past couple of
mean,
months, it's nice to see some good news.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't make me explode in rage and anger like the cat ears does. God, those friggin' cat ears. God, son of a... I swear.
You swear quite often, and usually when we're not on the show.
Well, that's... touche, good sir, touche. I applaud you, Dick.
I love doing that to him.
Oh, and here we go. Here's the beginning of a nightmare. Robot with human skeleton and muscles.
What?
A robot named Kenshiro. Kenshiro is a robot with a human skeleton and muscles.
Huh.
And it's fully functional. Let's see here. Constructing the machine and the car prototypes designed for simulations and testing can save money and lives. But if we could create anatomically correct mechanical versions of our own bodies with the same testing and simulations in mind, it could revolutionize how we design our entire world. Oh, really? Duh. Now a group of roboticists have unveiled something that could do just that. Created by researchers at the University of Tokyo. Is anyone surprised? It's friggin' Tokyo. Especially the University of Tokyo. Kenshiro is a musculoskeletal humanoid robot that simulates the body of a 12-year-old, complete with artificial muscles and skeletal structures. The robot features aluminium bones, 160 artificial muscles in its neck, shoulders, trunk, and legs, all with the ability to expand and contract, essentially mimicking the natural movements and positional stresses of a human body. Kenshiro doesn't have the ability to match the true speed and precision of a human quite yet, but the accuracy of the robot's construction could ultimately go a long way towards helping us learn more about the human body functions. And also, we're getting closer to freaking Terminators. Thanks, dickwads.
Albeit very small Terminators.
Dude, you know what? Children are more terrifying than adults, okay? Just, a small child going, I love you! And you pick them up and hug them, and then you're crushed to death because the damn thing weighs 600 pounds and stabs you in the face going, die for the human race!
And this is why he doesn't get the good jobs.
No.
Or any jobs, probably, for that matter.
But my psychologist says I'm completely normal.
And how much are you paying him?
This was about 6 years ago.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah. By the way,
you got that money, Sonny? Oh, you're good to go.
By the way, did you see the Mark Echo Batman hoodie? Oh my god. Okay, it's the stupidest thing in the world. They based it off of the Batman trilogy movies, the Dark Knight trilogy. And it's a $150 hoodie that's supposed to make you look like Batman. Guess how well it makes you look like Batman?
0.
Exactly. It looks like someone took a hoodie and then took some BMX armor and sewed it on top of the hoodie, and then put like a little bat ears, Batman bat ears kind of made out of cloth sticking up, with popped out some sunglass shades, sewed them into the face down part of the hoodie, and the rest of it just looks stupid.
Well, that's what you get.
Excuse me for a minute while I blow my nose. Cover me.
Cover.
Quit
Boy,
stuffing
that's
your
not
face.
the words you want to hear when you hear somebody talking about blowing their nose.
Hey, depending on where you're at, sometimes you need the cover to get. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop
Thank
right
you.
there. But seriously, cover me for like a minute. Quit stuffing your face so I can go blow my nose.
Well, gee, thank you so very much.
Well, hey, I gave you fair cycle, and then you wanted to talk about it.
Well, okay, I'm done chewing now. Go and do whatever the hell you're doing. So, anyway, yeah, it's gonna be neat to see a lot of people, and especially us, when we started talking about this show, we started talking about this, and it was one of those things where it's like, well, we don't see how we can make advancements in this kind of field in cybernetics that short. Well, guess what? They did it.
Yeah, we're making some real serious jumps and leaps in the realms of cybernetics. I wonder if, the legion of fanboys out there and geeks going, "You're doing it wrong," has anything to do with it.
Probably,
yeah. I'd have to agree with that, probably. Because, I mean, when you get so many damn nerds in the world going, "You're doing it wrong,"
eventually you just want to do it right to shut them up.
Yeah. Well, and that's pretty much what's probably happening. And then you get people out there.
It's like, are we doing it wrong now? Shut up.
Someone starts to open their mouth and, shut up. You started to say something. Shut up, boy. Don't make me get out the cybernetic arm to slap you around. I will pimp slap you.
Can you imagine being hit by one of those things?
Imagine being pimp slapped by one of those. You go from geek back to dungeon master in the 5th grade.
It's basically like, okay, one of the jokes that they had on, or one of the Gore News that they had at one point, a guy on 2 Cents told his friends that he could kill somebody in one shot. And of course they were like, "Oh, you're full of shit, you can't do that." He then proceeded to do it.
And then went to jail.
Walked behind a guy, one hit to the back of the head, and the guy crumpled. It's like, ow. That's what I'm imagining with this arm. It's just like, I'm going to slap you up, and then they like spin your head completely around. It's like, I didn't mean to do that.
I didn't mean to kill him, but I proved my point, and now I'm going to jail for being a dickwad.
I proved my point is right, yeah.
I told you I could do it, now help me hide this body. That's probably how that conversation actually went. Anyways, DARPA.
Well, except that the bad thing about that was it was caught on film.
Dun dun dun. So anyways.
The whole time was like, God, I wish I would have saved the film, and I admit I was really...
Yeah.
I was a psycho. I'm like, yeah, I want to see this too, because I don't believe it.
I want to see the ultimate one-shot TKO. And he did.
Technical knockout in one punch.
Uh-huh. It was the... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Why do I keep doing this? Some of this crap that I keep finding, why do I bother looking at it sometimes? Emergency texting.
Because you're just that crazy.
Emergency texting to 911 available in 2014.
Why? Is it really needed that badly?
Well, actually, you kind of... Well, no, there's no reason. If you weren't just lazy sons of... and full of... with a whole lot of... you would just pick up the phone and push 911. Don't be lazy, you...
Okay. While he's going off getting his veins to stop pounding, and I know this for a fact because it happens with my sister all the time, you can one-push dial things on smartphones now. Why wouldn't you just one-push dial 911? Wouldn't that make it a whole lot easier?
Because people don't want to Let's hear. 911 is generally button 1, if I remember right. You just hold down button 1.
I don't know if there is a... Because I know my sister has a bad habit of she'll sit down with the phone in her pocket and she'll dial mom. Because of how she leans back. And I do it all the time with my phone, is if I'm driving or something and it's in my pocket, just that slight movement will do things. It's like, can't you set it up so that you could do it for 911? It shouldn't be that hard. It'd take a hell of a less time to just click one button than it would be to text.
Yeah, well... Yeah, to text 911, you gotta, enter 911, you gotta go, what's your emergency, and...
And God forbid you're trying to text on just a base cell phone. You would be so screwed.
By the time you got through the, what's your emergency, you're already dead.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's why I get a QWERTY board with my phone. It's because it's so much easier to type.
Yeah. Even then, by the time you get through what's your emergency, you're still dead.
Well, yeah. You should just call. I mean...
But people are...
At least if you call and you die on the phone, your phone will still be active. They can trace it.
Yeah, and if you're really smart, if something happens, you eat your phone while it's going. That way they can find your phone with your body.
That's an interesting idea.
Well, the other option is you shove it up your butt.
If you're a drunk runner, that might be easier. You would have more experience with that particular solution.
Yeah. There's a sound...
You had to go there.
There's a sound effect that's going to be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. It's like... Yeah.
You, sir, are strange.
Dude, we know this.
Yeah, we do. I'm just pointing it out for the audience.
I don't know why you bother pointing it out. It's pretty much, he's demented. He's twisted. I think it almost
well,
be good.
The problem is I can't say he because that applies to both of us.
Very true, yes. We're both very strange, weird individuals. Yes.
And they're the poor saps that are listening to us.
I know. I kind of feel bad for them sometimes. But then we do something nifty, and all is right with the world. And then sometimes I lose my mind on the air, and everyone wonders how I don't have medication.
It's because nobody can think of anything that would make him any better. It's the same reason I'm not on any medication.
There's nothing that can help.
Just like, nope, that's as good as it gets.
Evil brains invade Lego Hero Factory next month? What the hell?
That's a movie.
Uh-huh.
Evil Brains, I believe.
Uh-huh. Right. Oh, I guess... Oh, God. Someone call too. The McRib is coming back.
Oh, you don't need to call him. I'm sure he already knows.
He's probably standing in front of McDonald's going, McRib, give me a McBaby. McRib.
Probably, actually.
That's the worst part, is he's probably actually standing there going, give me a McBaby. No. And everyone's looking at him like, what the hell is McBaby? He should be standing off the side going, just give him like 30 McRibs. And he'll leave. For about an hour. Oh, God. Yeah. Anyways, so we've seen some crap out of technology. Let's hear anything fun out of gaming this week. Not a lot coming out of... Well, actually, first off, happy birthday to Final Fantasy. You're 25. Even though you're only like 24. But you're 25, and it gets confusing.
Yeah.
Did I kill you? Okay, you're not dead? Cool.
No,
yeah,
I'm still here.
Anyways, yeah, 25 years ago, Final Fantasy premiered in, Japan. It actually came out December 18th, 1987, but we're just gonna, time to state, time frames and all that fun crap. Right now it's, the 25th, or it's the 18th there, but still the 17th here, and time is funny. Yeah, it's been 25 years of Final Fantasy, good lord. That's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
And then some people are sitting there going, why is it called Final Fantasy if it's been 25 years and there's like 15 games? And if
because they're annoying like that.
No. I actually know why it's all called Final Fantasy. That's a fun story. Basically, back when it was just Squaresoft, not Square Enix, way back in the day, back in 1987, they were on the verge of going completely bankrupt and shutting down. And so they cobbled together one last RPG, slapped the title Final Fantasy on it because it was go big or go home, and they put it out there.
And it went big.
And then they made money. And so they just keep calling Final Fantasy. Which actually, realistically, the way most of the game... Well, okay. With the exceptions of 10 and 13, all the games are actually like the last big adventure, the big... And 7. The last big adventure, the last big, happening for the world. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of little tiny things going on that always occur with, a planet, but... It was like the last great threat to the planet, which actually still makes sense because it's the Final Fantasy of that planet.
Right.
So it makes sense. And then Squaresoft and now Square Enix has kind of gotten a little weird.
Just a little.
I mean, they really are a frackin' mess. I said frackin'. But I will still sit here, and you know what? Spirits Within may have been a terrible movie, but it was still beautiful.
Which one was that one?
The Final Fantasy Spirits Within, that was the little CGI movie that came out 2000, 2001.
Oh, I like that one. I thought that one was really good.
Yeah, a lot of people poo-poo on that movie. Even I kind of poo-poo on it, because the story is kind of... It's not exactly a Final Fantasy... It's not Final Fantasy like the game. It's more of someone took they decided, let's actually make a movie. We're gonna call it Final Fantasy Spirits Within, and there's not like boss fights and crap like that. But they at least made it. If you ignore the fact that it's supposed to be Final Fantasy, it's a great movie.
Well, it's like Halloween 3. Halloween 3 had no excuse to be titled Halloween, but they titled it Halloween because otherwise it wouldn't have made any money.
Yeah.
And that's probably the part of the reason, at least, why they did it with that one, too. It's like they knew if they didn't put a name on that people would see, then they wouldn't go to it. And they needed to at least try and do something to get people to go out, so that they took the name. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying it does, but...
Well, and a lot of people kind of look at that as like the beginning of the downfall of Squaresoft and Square Enix and whatnot. But, okay, yeah, it may have killed the Hawaii branch of Squaresoft at the time, but it didn't kill the entire company. It did, render them a heavy blow. I mean, real heavy blow. Ooh. Yeah. But still to this day, that movie is a great friggin' movie. I mean, just beautiful looking. Beautiful. Holds up with just about anything coming out nowadays, still. And it's been over a decade. Can't say that about the Matrix movies, that's for sure.
No, that's true. You can't. I thought there were 2 of those Final Fantasy movies, now that I think about it.
There is a second one. That is based off Final Fantasy VII. That's why it's called Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Yes, Advent Children. That's right.
And if you've never played the game, you have no understanding of what the hell is actually going on with that movie.
Wasn't Steve Buscemi in that one? He was in one of them.
He was an
engineer.
He was in Spirits Within.
Okay.
Yeah. I swear to God, his name is Buscemi.
Well, Buscemi, I don't care. I mean, he's not here to correct me. It's the same reason Rene Aubenois, Odo. That's how I say his name. I'm sure that's wrong, but I haven't had him come over here and correct me.
Actually, it might be the correct way to say his name. I mean,
that's what we think, but, I've never heard... I can only say that because I've never heard him say his name.
And some people might be wondering why we are not covering the VGAs, which happened over the week. And, no.
They did?
Yeah, VGAs happened over the last week, and no. No. I do not give a flying about the VGAs. Because, I'm sorry, rarely do they get it right.
Well, and I'm still waiting. Now, is that the best MMO of the year and all that garbage?
Yeah, it's like the best,
These are the same losers that predicted Star Wars The Old Republic as the best, and it hadn't even been out a month.
Yeah.
And gee, it did real well, didn't it?
Yeah. But which actually reminds me, the Old Republic has extended their, you can come back and resub and you'll get all sorts of nifty goodies thing.
No thanks.
Yeah, it's like, I'm good, thanks. I'll pass. You've already locked out my account. Go screw yourselves.
Actually playing EDO because they just updated.
Oh.
And on what was it? Thanksgiving, they offered the new one. What is the Underdark expansion? I could get the Underdark expansion, the high end for digital, for $12. So I did, and I got it. And I haven't played it much, but it is a very, very nice game. I've just been really tired a lot lately, and I cannot put much thought into stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I'll play it when I get time, and I just really haven't had time. So, but it's very nice. I really do like it. I wish I would have said, F you to Warcraft and gotten into DDO instead, because I think I would have had a lot more fun with it.
Now that is an Apocalypse I could get behind. Basically, the Apocalypse pictured therein is an apocalypse from the Space Invaders. I think that's an Apocalypse I could get behind. Yeah. Be real funny. At least until they land. It's like 1A. Oh.
That would be fun. Especially if they did that while they were going. So, I mean, you got the full Atari effect of the thing. That would be cool.
And there would still be some dickhead out there who couldn't hit any of them worth a damn.
Pretty much.
Small children. Actually, you know what? I bet you a bunch of small children would not be able to hit them. All those kids playing FPSs and crap like that nowadays, they would not be able to hit them.
No, they would be. Until they got to the last one. And I figured out why that is. Did you ever know why that was?
I never paid attention until last week.
It is because of the coding. It was supposed to be that fast. But because of how hard it was to render that, it moved naturally slower. Well, the more you got rid of, the faster it went, because the less it had to draw. And at the end, you saw what it should have been like all along. I read that about a week and a half ago, and I looked at that, I'm like, oh God, I'm glad they never got that right.
Yeah.
That would have given me fits.
That would have driven people to the brink of insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a little bit better. I'm sitting here trying to adjust the voice quickly. Yeah, there wasn't really much, because I think due to the VGAs, everyone was trying to pull for, oh, well, I want to get my thing, I want to get my crap elected, and just, no. Just, no. A whole lot of no.
Yeah. Well, like I said, after last year when they nominated Star Wars, and Star Wars hadn't even been out a month, and it already took, like, best MMO. I'm like, you are so full of it. I'm not even going to bother with you anymore.
Well, you know what's funny?
That was George Lucas purchasing that award.
No, that wasn't. That oddly was not, actually. Because you want to know who's part of the judging panel of the VGAs?
Gee, could it be EA?
Nope. Kotaku.
Oh.
Kotaku, who in the last man dies attempting Gangnam Style dance. What?
How could you die trying that?
I must read this.
It's like the easiest dance in the world. Well, post it first.
I will. Hang on. How do you die attempting Gangnam?
I can't even imagine how you would do that. Because it's not that hard of a dance.
No, it's just bounce the wrists, dance, and move the hips.
It's a pony. Basically, is what it is. It looks like you're
riding a pony, yeah.
Right. It's like you're holding the reins and bouncing as the pony goes. It's like, okay, well, how hard can this be?
A man had a heart attack while performing it and died, and prompted a warning from a cardiologist. Oh my god. It's not that cardiac intensive though.
No, it isn't. That is just what made that was the straw that broke the camel's back. He was doing a lot of junk that he shouldn't have been during the day, and that was just his body just said, you know what, F you, I'm done, we're out of here.
Quit. G quit. Sorry.
G quit. Oh, I like that. Rage quit.
Table flip, yeah. Anyways,
oh yeah, there we go.
Anyways, we're about to come up on break. When we get back, we're going to be a little less than lighthearted and fancy-free as we have been this half. Because we're going to cover a lot of the crap that happened Friday. I know a lot of people already heard it, and I know I'm going to ruffle someone's feathers with some of the stuff I'm going to say, which is why we have a listener discretion advisory for this episode. I had to pull out the listener discretion advisory because my opinions may piss you off.
Well, if yours don't, mine will.
Exactly.
And how much do we care? Not a bit.
Yeah. So I'm making sure to run that listener discretion, listener discretion as advised, at the beginning of this break and at the end of the break. So when you get pissed, it's your own. When you get pissed at me or him for us speaking our minds, you're the only one to blame.
You're the ones in control of the knob there. You don't like it, change the channel.
Yep, flip the channel. I've already done that with a couple of people over the last couple days. You know what? I don't have a problem with pissing off more people. Yep, about time for break. 40 seconds. But yeah. Someone died from doing Gangnam Style. That's stupid. Oh my god.
You should have saved that because that would have given us a nice transition for the next part.
Oh god.
It's like, now we're going to talk about death, and more death.
20 seconds. But yeah, I want to know how someone... he must have been smoking like 3 packs of cigarettes, eating 20 pounds of McDonald's hamburgers, a gallon of booze. He basically would have been chugging rocket fuel and then died from it. And we're going to break. And we're back.
Yay!
Huzzah! Jubilation! We're back for the second half of Finite Exposure on Jackalope Radio.
You did play the warning, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Damn, that must have been fast.
Yeah, it's only like a 5-second warning.
Oh, okay.
but it gets the whole message across. I mean, I could play it again, just like, here, warning, warning, warning.
Should probably play that just about after every sentence we say.
Warning. Yeah.
Words are coming out of our mouth. Warning.
Some days, yeah.
Some days. Actually, that should be a staple of all of our shows.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Now, before we get into what we're going to get into, I want to preface this as originally, we had been planning on mocking the hell out of the apocalypse and crap like that, you know. Oh, it's the end of the world again. Ho, 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 ho. And we were going to have a real, run around and laugh at that. However, we decided, given the events of what happened over, starting basically Friday night China time, all the way up to, what, this morning with the thing you read, or something like that?
I read it at work today.
Yeah, so we felt it was a little more appropriate, because there's a few, for a geek radio show, there are a few geeky things that we will talk about that are interwoven with the events of the last couple weeks, the last couple days, and well, let's start. I will start off at the top. Given the fact that we have this habit of making fun of China, because everything friggin' explodes over there, and you can admit that, Rendell, everything explodes over there: glass, chairs, people. When I first heard the news of what, something terrible happened in China, I wonder if it exploded. And then I actually read the report, and I was like, wow, that's actually not that funny. It's not even not that, or that's not even like any remotely way, shape, or good. What happened is in the Anon province of China. It's basically in the middle of friggin' China, middle of nowhere China. A crazed and deranged man, which no one seems to be able to know his friggin' name, walked into a school and, with a knife, stabbed 22 children, put two in intensive care. The other 20 were still bleeding at the time that the report was being made and updated at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Friday, and killed one elderly lady. I was like, wow, that's kind of terrible. That's really funny, and okay, really not funny, and really kind of sad. That's, wow, that is a sick, deranged man. And then skip to a few hours later, we have South Sandy. And it's like, wow, this is just not a good day for small children anywhere. And I think we can both agree that it really was not a good day for small children anywhere.
No, there's no way you could say it was.
No. And it's really crappy news because, we're 2 weeks away from Christmas, and it just, that's how it's all unfolded. It's like, wow, okay. But normally when it comes to like China, I'll crack a couple of jokes. Oh, something explodes, And when I first heard about it, I will be honest, I was kind of like, did the small children explode or something? But I gave up that joke pretty fast, especially considering what happened a few hours later here, relatively speaking, or in America, at South Sandy High School, or elementary school, high school. If it was a high school, that would have been no 20 people, that's for sure, or 27 people, that's for sure. It would have been 3.
No, there never would have been.
It would have been 3, and then the dude would have been done. Because a real fact of reality, folks. High schoolers, some of them, carry knives and other weapons on them.
Or have enough
brains to run.
Brains to run, but some of them also think highly enough of themselves that they will look at somebody doing that and say, oh, fuck this, and they will go after them.
Yeah.
And they will get their friends, and their friends will go after them. It's not like one person. It's like, hey, see that asshole over there? Yeah, we're going to go screw him up.
Yeah.
They will do it.
I really hope I don't have to reiterate the events of what happened at South Sandy Elementary School.
No, we don't. Actually, I wouldn't have minded reading the victim list because the guy that did all the shootings pretty well known by now.
Yeah.
Once they had it, then something screwed up and it ate it.
Yeah, I know there's been a list posted somewhere.
There was a picture posted that had the first names, but didn't have the last names.
Well, that's for victim confidentiality. That always happens. But shortly after it was all announced that something was going on and happening, the first people on the scene, jumping the gun to blame something was freaking Fox News, saying, "Oh, well, it's this guy, and it's because of this game, Mass Effect, and violent games are what caused it." And you know what? Here's my first bit of about to explode in anger. Violent games do not manufacture, do not inspire deranged people to do crap like this. Violent games, tend to, create a useful source for people to indulge these violent tendencies without actually engaging in them. That's been a proven scientific fact, you freaking morons! And yet, Fox News and the ever-ignorant and infantile effort to poo-poo on anything that they don't have their greasy little fat fingers in automatically attacked video games. Now, the amusing note within that is they, had their information not only just a little wrong, but a whole lot of wrong.
Yeah.
Because the information they were working off of CNN. And CNN had their information all sorts of wrong. Because it wasn't Ryan Lanza, it was Adam Lanza. And it wasn't...
Well, my mom actually thinks she may have solved that one.
Oh? I want to hear the theory on that one.
Adam wanted to go out and get more ammunition, and he does look like his brother, apparently. What he did, because he was underage, was he took his brother's ID, and looking enough alike, it allowed him to purchase ammunition. Which makes sense.
That is theoretically that is a sound theory.
It's better than what I've heard, so hey.
That is better than about 3/4 of the crap I have heard. That is good theory. I like that theory. You know what? Your mom should work for a news station, because at least there'd be some friggin' intelligence out there.
You won't hear me arguing that.
Okay. But with that out of the way, and we all know, because we are gamers, that we have a bit of a bias against Fox News due to their efforts at, demonizing and monsterizing and all that other fun stuff with video games. However, in this particular case, a good game, because Mass Effect is a good game, from a crappy company...
Which is usually how it works.
Yeah. A good game from a crappy company did not inspire this happy event. So, every ignorant pig out there, shut the hell up. Because it wasn't video games, it was just a sick, demented individual. What a concept.
But the thing is, they can only run that so much. And granted, this is true, everybody is sick that does these. But if it's just, another sick bastard went out and shot up some stuff, and now the weather. They have to have something else. They have to... People don't give a shit about sick people, okay? Mentally sick people, nobody can care less about. But if they were inspired by something that everybody doesn't like, or everybody has... might as well... I'm waiting for pornography to be the one again. Because, God, games have gotten it up the rear when they finally stopped on pornography. Pornography used to be the reason for everything going bad.
I know.
I want to know when it went from pornography to games. because obviously they haven't watched much porn lately. That is pretty violent too. Sorry to say, it's in many ways worse than the games that they're calling violent. But of course, they won't touch that. I think I know why part of it is. They can put footage of a video game on the air. They can't put pornography on the air, so it's something safe. They can show as many screens of violence in video games as they want. We need Playboy to get a channel. Or the Naked News Network. We need them to get a channel. They could do it.
Yeah. But that was the first theory that was offered out there by the news media. You can already see I'm going to have issues with the news media here in a minute.
Well, yeah, and we were talking about that on Saturday, and I told the lady I work with, I said, okay, how long until they start blaming violent video games?
That was
and she just looked at me, it's like, oh, why would they do that? I'm like, because they always do that.
It was the first one out the gate. I mean, they didn't even, hesitate on that one. Just violent video games. Based on incorrect and wrong information. And even Fox News is still toting that one around.
Oh, about violent video games?
Yeah.
Well, it gets ratings. Why wouldn't they?
Except they've already been proven horribly, horribly wrong.
But that doesn't matter because they're still going to make money with advertisers promoting it because that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
The news has long ago not been anywhere near the truth. In fact, this was one of the reasons I play Radio Sabrosa. On the politics, one of the things they were talking about that's wrong with the news is it's 24 hours, so they don't have time to check things. They just take the note they're handed and they read it. And then, better or worse, that's what they're stuck with.
Yeah.
So that is the problem with the news now. It is not investigative news, it's reported
sensational
news.
It's sensational
news. Sensational news.
Yeah.
The better the headline, the quicker it'll be on and the more often it'll be on.
Yeah.
Video game madman shoots up 20 young kids. Boy, that's going to get a lot of headlines. Sick fuck decides that he just wants to end the world and take 20 people with him. Well, okay, how many times does that happen a year?
And we've just reached the PG-13 rating.
Well, it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you said, he was a sick person, and they're trying, because they know that won't sell, they're going with the thing that they've always fallen back on to blame for that behavior.
But there is more.
No, it sells well.
There is more. There is more. Once.
There's always more.
Oh yes, there's always more. Well, once that basically the entire gaming community, anyone with half a brain, went, no, you're being idiots because it wasn't this person, it was this person, and thus all your information is horribly incorrect. The next one that was offered up by the older brother himself, was autism and mental illness.
Yeah, actually, wasn't it Asperger's?
Yeah, no. Well, he just said he was autistic, and then someone else jumped on. Well, it was Asperger's and da-da-da. And first off, Ryan Lanza, if somehow he ever comes upon this recording, I am a person with autism. Actually, I'm a person with Asperger's. I do not go around shooting up elementary schools full of kids. I am personally offended and insulted by your ignorance. Do not paint people with a actual, slight kind of social disorder with the same brush that you paint your psychotic little brother. You fucking moron. And now we are into the R rating.
Actually, one thing that's been going around that I shared, and I believe Nicole shared too, from Greens from Nowhere, was I am Adam Lanza's mother. And it's telling the story, and you probably could guess that we heard a lot about this with Matthew, where basically they were very violent, they were very anti-authority, they would sit and pitch a fit, they wouldn't do anything, But when you went to the county, unless he had a record, the county wouldn't help. And I actually saw somebody post from the theater group here, I am not Aunt Lanza's mother, and sitting there going, oh, this is wrong, and I respect her. She's a dear lady. I came this close to saying, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about, because I lived that. That is what happens with some people. Some kids are just jerk-offs, and the county, the state, will not do anything until they get in the system. The only way to get in the system is to be arrested. There is no other way in some places, Wenatchee being one of them. But I'm not saying that was true for everyone.
Yeah.
What they were saying on the other end was true too. But it hit me because I identified with that. You know, Matthew, you've seen how violent he could be. We're lucky he didn't hurt or kill someone. We were all waiting for it. We're still waiting for it.
Yeah, and
oh, who is that?
Just hang up now. Just tell them to go away.
Oh, it's a toll-free call. They'll hang up before the answering machine even finishes. They always do.
Well, no, seriously, just pick it up and hang it up. That's just annoying.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
But
there.
Jerks. But yes. But I've taken.
Well, it's one of those things. It's why do I have an answering machine when nobody leaves a message?
But honestly, the from everything that the media and outside sources have provided for everyone to read out there about Lanza is actually, it seems to be that he was a intelligent, really shy, kind of well-rounded, stable individual who suddenly got into his mind to gun down 27 people.
Wasn't one of the things that his mom used to work at that school?
You know, there's so much conflict about that particular report. I'm not even going to filter that one in at all. Because some say she did, some say she was volunteered, some say he just went to that school as a kid. There is no three reports seem to agree on that particular thing. Even with the BBC.
And the sad thing is, and this is again with the sensationalist news, is all they should have been reporting up until maybe even next Friday, this coming Friday, is that this happened, the names of the victims, you know, the name of the killer, and that's it. Because really,
and where he got the gun.
Until a week after, when they finally have a chance to settle down, combine all the stuff, and pick out what's right, you're going to get this. You're going to get 5, 10, 15, 20 different reports, and it will take some time to figure out which one's real. But instead of doing that, they just keep reporting it. And they sound stupid because they keep contradicting themselves, but they have to report it because it's fresh news. If we don't report it, we'll go down the ratings. We need more shows like this that actually do it once a week, and that way we at least have some idea of what's going on now.
Yeah, and, you know, honestly, I do not trust any of the news media because too much of it's sensationalism as it is right now. However, they have been running with that whole mental illness thing, but with everything that they've been providing to the world to read and see, several actual psychologists have started chiming in going, he doesn't seem to have any sort of mental issues or diseases that we can diagnose with any information provided. They still haven't seemed to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, provided the motive for the whole thing. Have you seen the motive anywhere?
No.
I haven't seen the motive. And let me tell you, after the Columbine attack, after the Moses Lake attack, and that's some real history for you, they had a motive within 24 hours. Hell, they had a motive within 24 hours of the Oregon Mall shooting. Yet, 3 days later, they still don't seem to have a motive. Guess what, folks? There is no motive. He was just a sick, twisted frack. There. I caught myself.
Oh, my favorite word is bint. Let them look that one up. That's a good.
Yes.
That's a good British swear word.
Smeghead.
We can get away with that.
Smeghead is another one. But
what is it?
Smeghead is another one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. See, we're working our geek into this as we, vent. But
we have to because we want to curse so bad.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
But okay, so they blamed video games and movies because they did blame movies there for about 3 minutes. They blamed autism and mental illness. Now they tried to blame the family because they went through a terrible divorce 3 years ago, and oh God, it just made them all depressed. And you know what? It doesn't take 3 years for someone to snap.
No, that may have been a seed, but that was not the thing that did it, or that would have happened years ago.
So from everything that they keep pulling up and seeming to give out there for everyone to read, all they're doing is making excuses and trying to justify or humanize him. And I have a deep, personal, fundamental disagreement with people and the news media for rationalizing, humanizing, and making excuses for this piece of scum. And am I wrong? Am I wrong to feel that way?
No, not at all.
He killed 20 children. He gunned down his mother in their home with her own guns. He killed 6 adults trying to protect the 20 children, the entire school of children. I'm sorry, that may not exactly be a healthy person per se. That is a rational and sane thinking person, though. That sounds kind of like old Chucky Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, what's the other one? Oh, Ridgway, the Green River Killer. Wow, I think psychologists, may have tried to give them excuses, but I think the bottom line with them was they were just sick. There is no excuses for them. There is no excuse for Lanza. Quit making excuses for people like that. There is no way to honestly rationalize, humanize, or figure out why what occurred. There are just sick people out there. There have been sick people since the beginning of time. There will be sick people until the extinction of the human race. There will always be sick people. And I have more than likely pissed off just about half the entire listener base out there. And more than a few other people who are sitting there going, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason. No, there doesn't damn well have to be a reason, because look at Chucky Manson, for God's sakes.
You know who I blame for, and I'm going to go way back. I blame pretty much everything in the last 20 years for this. Actually, I can go back 30 years now. Is the person who tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan. But why did he do it? An obsession with an actress. He was looking for attention.
Yeah.
And that, you can pretty much bet that started the seed there, because he got it.
Yeah, and if anything, for incidents like this, large-scale shootings where it becomes national media attention and whatnot, I blame the national media for it. Because who inspires these insipid wastes of flesh? These ignorant pieces of crap, these demented, ill lesions on the butthole of humanity to do these things. What gives an idea? Who gives an idea to a guy to go walk into a school and gun down 20 children, or walk into a school and gun down 32 of your classmates? The news media. And
yeah.
The Sun-Times and Roger Ebert have a very good point. No longer should things like this be sensational news. No longer should things like this be front page news at all times. They should be moved back to page 6.
Yep.
That way people are not inspired to do this, because now they have set a new bar. for some other sick, demented individual out there to raise again. And that's one of my fundamental problems.
You know, the only way you could do that now would be to nuke an elementary school. Because
don't give them ideas.
Nobody ever thought that somebody would be so sick that they would go after an elementary school. Well, no. Okay, I'll go one better. They need to bring an AK-47 into the child's ward, the newborn ward. You basically have to do that now. You have to toss a frag grenade into a room full of about 30 brand new newborn kids. And then what do you do after that?
I take no responsibility for the crap he is saying, but I understand the point he is making.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, if we're going to the logical end of this, that is the last thing you can do. After that, what could you do to top it? And I'm scared to think that somebody eventually will.
Someone will try to find a way, and it's just going to keep escalating. It's
stupid.
And that's the problem we really faced at this point, is we've reached the point of escalation and sensational media. And if you think there's some irony in a geek news source who runs on sensational media on a week-to-week basis, reporting about the newest tech and geek crap out there in the world, reporting and complaining about sensational news media, well, I'll just let you figure that crap out for you.
It's not that the sensational stuff that we report on deals in worlds that are fictional. We do not deal in
blood and
reality.
guts.
We deal in fantasy. We deal in games. If we do deal in reality, it's in astronomy. It's in physics. It's in stuff that deals with stuff outside of this world.
A woman getting, a prosthetic limb to fully work.
Cybernetics. Yes, that's something we talk about quite a bit. And that is in this world, but like I said about an hour ago, if you would have asked us about 2 years ago, we never would have thought we would be reporting on something like that for at least a decade, if not more.
Yeah.
So that does deserve the fact that they beat us by 10 years or more.
Oh, yeah.
And we're able to report on it now. Well, yeah, that is good. But then we get crap like this.
Yeah.
It's like,
and
we didn't mention the one I found.
Well, we still have a few minutes left, but but do you agree with me that people and the news media need to quit trying to concoct an excuse for some sick bastard like this going in and shooting down a school? There should be no more excuses. There should be no more trying to. You can't.
Well, you know why they're excusing it, don't you?
Because they're trying to find a reason. They're trying to find the purpose behind why it happened. I know exactly why they're trying to do it. They're trying to rationalize. They're trying to rationalize it so it makes themselves feel better, and attempt that BS notion about preventive measures. You can't prevent something like this from actually happening unless you are the luckiest damn person on the planet, and you are that one person who notices person A about to gun down school B 30 seconds before he pulls out the gun. That is the only way preventative measures actually work. But you cannot prevent something like this. No amount of mental illness help, no amount of, controlling guns, no amount of anything. Yeah, that's the other big one, was gun control. None of it means anything. You can't actually prevent this crap, folks. Quit making excuses for sick, demented individuals.
The only way you're going to have any means of control will be to improve the mental health system. Make mental health a lot more accessible, a lot cheaper, make the things that make the drugs, make the treatments be a lot more affordable, so people like this who need it can get it and afford it and not go bankrupt trying to do it. The whole reason they're trying to do this is because, now watch, within 2 weeks, the gun part of this will be completely forgotten. That is why they're trying to pin it on him so much, is because he did it with a gun.
No,
and they are scared to death of reporting the gun part because they know what's going to happen. They know the mess that's going to come out of this, so they're trying to distance it as much as they can so that they don't get blamed for starting it up again.
Well, I'm sitting here. I'm all for blaming him personally. Blame him for his actions, for him picking up that gun, for him walking into that school, for him shooting all those people. But quit making excuses. That is all it is boiling down to. Is people, they can't seem to find a reason or a purpose behind why he did any of it, and they're just concocting excuses to try to justify what he did. And that's what's pissing me off the most. There's some real ignorant bastards out there who are making excuses for him, and that's what's really got my hair sticking straight up. Like, are you out of your minds? Quit making excuses, folks. Did anyone make an excuse for Charles Manson?
No. And honestly, if you look at a good majority of gunmen that have killed themselves, it is all excuses.
Yeah.
Because the person who did it is dead and we cannot question him. Therefore, to hell with the motive. Because
Exactly.
you're never going to get it. Because the only person who could have honestly told you and honestly solved that problem cannot speak now.
Yeah.
So that is irrelevant. The motive is irrelevant. The fact that they did it is relevant. The fact that it was easy for them to do it was relevant.
Yeah.
Those are the only two relevant things.
Exactly.
Anything, and even his mom, if she were alive, now then I would believe it because maybe she had some insight.
Yeah, you know.
But gee, guess who else is also dead? Isn't that a coinky-dink? Because we can't talk to her either.
And let me tell you...
So the only two people who could have done anything aren't there. That means all the rest of it is just bullshit.
It's just smoke and conjectures.
It's fiction.
Yeah.
Because they said they have gone through his place. They haven't found any notes, any diaries, anything to give any idea of what could have been. Well, if that's the case, then anything that has been said from the moment it broke until we eventually get sick of it, like we always do, I predict probably about February.
No, it's the end of the week for me. I'll be sick of it.
Well, I mean the nation, when it will finally reach
yeah.
page 6 or whatnot. If it makes it to February, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
But it's just, he did it. He was able to go out and get this to make it possible. Focus on the fact he did it, and focus on the fact of making it so that it can't be this easy. I posted it on there before. I signed a thing for, I posted a link to a petition for gun control. And I said, you know what makes me sad? The fact that I've done this about 7 or 8 times for this very reason, because somebody went psycho and shot people up. And I can bet it'll make the same difference now as it did the other 6. And I don't like that. I don't want to be that sure that that will make no difference. But that's the sad fact of this world. Or of this nation, not of the world. The world's a hell of a lot smarter than we are. But
yeah.
As long as we're, oh my God, you'll take my gun from my cold dead hands mentality, this is what we deserve. If we are going to make it this stupidly simple to get something that you can do this with, then I'm sorry, we deserve it.
Yeah.
If we are so bound determined to make it that anybody can get a firearm, can get weapons, walk around with it, then you know what? We're the ones at fault. They are the ones doing it, but we're the ones still letting them.
I'm not gonna argue for or against with any of that. I've made my opinions out on the whole matter. Before we actually close out the show,
I'm just saying that because that's been my whole thing all along. It's like, as long as we keep this civilization going, what do we expect?
Yeah.
This is what happens when you do that.
Now, the thing you found, what was that? Since we still have a few minutes left.
I cannot remember where, but there was a man who apparently had quite a stockpile of weapons, and I don't know when he got them, if he was a collector or whatnot, or what happened. But he apparently told his wife, or he threatened his wife, and he threatened to go to the local elementary school and shoot it up. But the thing is, it sounded like he issued that threat. Like he publicly issued that threat.
Oh, God. That's an idiot.
It's like, you know what? Okay. Here is one of the things, if you're going to be a serial killer, here is rule 1. Don't announce it! Okay? If you do this, then there is no rule 2. You have screwed up beyond all belief. Because they don't take that as a joke anymore. You even say that jokingly, and you will be tasered, kicked in the balls, and thrown in jail.
You can't even make a bomb joke without someone going at you. So,
God. me and Don were going into the Social Security building in Wenatchee, and you know me, I'll say inappropriate stuff all the time.
Yeah.
We were walking up the stairs, so I was looking, and there were crevices in between the railing, where the railing met the bottom part of the next stairway.
Oh, God.
And I said that, it's like, you could hide a bomb up there.
Oh, God.
Oh, he went white. He's like, shut the hell up about it. I'm like, but look, it's perfect.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's what you get when you're around me. So.
Yeah, and the final note, right before we close out.
As anybody who's listened to me for any amount of time knows.
I'm moving right along before we close out the show here.
Yes.
Our last final note is the Westboro Baptist Church has been hacked by Anonymous.
But why were they hacked?
They were hacked due to the Westboro Baptist Church going to protest the funeral of the children from South Sandy.
Yep.
And Anonymous, while I do not necessarily agree with some of their methodology and their habits, in this particular case, I applaud them, even if there's going to be serious repercussions in the digital realm for what they have just done. However, on the other hand, Anonymous, if you hear this, I applaud you.
Yes.
Show those sick SOBs what it means to be a decent human.
Actually, no, show them what it means to be on the wrong side of publicity, which they have been for a while, but the thing is, due to freedom of information, they've always been hidden. Yeah, they've been able to worm out of that crap. Did you hear? There is a petition that has about 50,000 signatures. 84,313 to make Westboro Baptist Church a hate group. It's over 40,000 last I heard. Yeah, I just said I thought I said 80,000 because I was just checking it this morning. It said 80,000. Yeah. It's up that high. Yeah, it jumped. Well, and you want to know? I bet you that doubling came from the fact that I made Liam fall out of his chair. I bet you a lot of that was in result to the shooting. Yeah. Because it's one thing to protest military people. It's one thing to protest celebrities even. But protesting little kids, that is a new low. Yeah. I honestly think they should be classified as a hate group. I don't see why they haven't been by now. They should be put up there with the Nazis, the KKK, and isn't the Black Panthers a hate group? They were. I don't know if they are anymore. The Hells Angels, even in some cases, are a hate group. Kind of. Anyways, it's that time. We have to wrap up the show. We are over time now. Thank you for listening to us on. Thank you for listening to Finite Exposure on Jackalope Radio. Stay tuned, actually, right about now for the Big Dumb Fun Show. After that is Give Me a Break Radio with Bobby Possess, and then ending out the night with Rock On Radio. Stay tuned later on this week for Parrot Challenge Radio, Geek Juice, Fangirl Magazine Radio, Another Damn Talk Show, Sam and Dan Nation, and many, 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 many others on Jackalope, from the Jackalope family. You can find archives of all the great shows, including ours, on jackaloperadio.com. Just hop on over there and give it a whirl. You can find archives of this episode and all of our other episodes on finiteexposure.com, as long as the damn thing actually updates when I update it.
You can find the Jackalope page. Just type in Jackalope Radio on keyword search Facebook. You can find us, Finite Exposure. Keyword search Finite Exposure. You can follow us on Twitter at Finite Exposure, capital E, capital F. You can email us at finiteexposure@gmail.com. I think that pretty much covers it for this week. Do I have anything else I need to talk about? I don't think so. Any last words from you, Randall?
Nope.
Yay. Joy and jubilation. We're a minute over, but you know what? I've accomplished it. Yay. Bye-bye.
What?
It's a beautiful night out.